Praises go up, blessings come down. Praises go up, blessings come down.
morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine, give God some glory. Listen, this is PC. We are out here in these streets of Providence, Rhode Island, and I am out doing some outreach this morning. It is going to be a powerful time. There's a service already in progress at Matheson Street United Methodist Church. We're about to go into this service already in progress. Pastor Dwayne Clinker is going to be sharing a powerful word on this morning. So I want y'all to just get ready, get your ears attuned, get your mindset. We've been talking about putting the word, putting things into practice. And as you know, I am a pastor that puts things into practice. We can't just talk about it, but we have to be about love, mercy, justice, serving the poor. I've just come out of a meeting where people in Providence have been talking about the needs that they need socially, mentally, physically, emotionally. And so we're gathering, we're organizing. And I am so thankful to be partnering with this church where we can begin to put faith into practice and make a difference in our world. So I'm going to be right back. Listen, we're changing things up today, and sometimes that's good. So you're going to hear a word, then I'm going to come back, do shout outs, then we're going to do our announcements, and we're going to have a powerful time today. So come on, tag, share, like, tell somebody, get everybody. We're getting ready to go into this service already in progress. Come on and let's go. Listen to these messages. We'll be right back.
house to sleep at night. He's in the house. The house is full of people, completely full of people, and they're debating or speaking or whatever was going on. So many gathered around, there was no longer room for them, not even in the front of the door. And Jesus was speaking the message. That means the good news of liberation is what that word means in its context, to them. And this was a time and a place, you see, when if you had a limp, if you had a twisted limb, you were unclean. See, that was a sign that God wasn't pleased with you. This is what was in the popular mind. It's still in the popular mind. We still have this in our society today. Those folks, not clean. And if you had enough money to wash your hands in the right way and to do everything right, well, then you could be clean. Does this sound vaguely familiar like our society? Because I think it does. So everybody's in there, and then an unclean one comes. This particular person was paralyzed. Couldn't walk. We don't know why. Was it a frozen heart, a frozen mind, a frozen spinal system? We don't know. Well, that man can't get into that room, can he? Here's for you remember one thing about this story. Remember this. This man's liberation depends on friends. I don't know how many, 4 or 5. It depends on his friends. His friends go to bat for him. His friends have the audacity to think that he should be inside that holy sanctuary room. And they pick him up. They must have been young men. It would take about 20 of me to do that. They pick him up, and they carry him to that house. And of course, what happens in that house is that people say, "Oh, paralyzed man, let's let him through." Do you remember Bishop Wolf? Anybody old enough to remember Bishop Wolf? Thank you. Bishop Wolf was Episcopal Bishop of the Diocese of Providence in Rhode Island. She said she was going on a 3-month sabbatical, but instead she went to a Savior's store. No, there wasn't Savior's. She went to the Open Table of Christ or someplace, a store, the Open Closet, or someplace like that. She bought a wig, a really crappy wig, and street clothes, and she started visiting her churches in disguise. And she started living on the street, and she lived on the street for a month, taken in by other people on the street. Went to her churches. Some of her churches refused to let her in. She was a bishop. You can come over here and sit in the back. Well, in the first century, people bring that paralyzed man, and all that paralyzed man and those friends are getting are elbows and backs. Because people inside don't want to be made unclean. That wasn't their culture. They don't want to be made unclean. So they're protecting their space. How incredible. We protect the holy space that should be exploded. A lot of demands. This man needs to be able to walk in under his own power, otherwise God's judged him in some kind of way. Here's the thing that blows my mind. First of all, it blows my mind that he had 4, 5, 6 friends that did it. Secondly, it blows my mind, that the people wouldn't let him in. That doesn't really blow my mind. It blows my mind what they do when the people don't let you in. Oh, there's the stairs. There's the roof. Let's carry him up. I don't know how they navigated that. Carrying that paralyzed man up those steps. And they go to the top of the roof. Now, did you get the story? The words actually said this might be Jesus' house. whether that's true historically or not. Maybe it's important to point to the story, though. Because these crazy friends start tearing up the tiles on the roof. They start vandalizing the house. They're breaking in. You see, that's how much it counts to them. How much does it count to you? How much discomfort are you willing to bear? What's it really mean? We've got the cross. We've also got our social stability. We've also got our pride. A couple people downstairs wouldn't come to the meeting because they were cool. We're okay. We're okay today. We're okay. All right. Because that's the way we humans are. Now they're on their knees. They're digging up the roof. Let's bring the camera back inside. And Jesus is saying, no, you don't get it. It's not about the law, it's about crash, dirt, debris, leaves, mud from the roof, a little bit of blue breaks open. This is his house! Or somebody's house that he's borrowed. And then these people, these figures appear. And then there's ropes. And they start letting the men down. Again, I've got to respect these friends. They're balancing. He's not falling out. Is he tied down to the mat? Is he in a blanket? How are they doing it? They drop in front of Jesus. The crowd makes way. Unclean man coming down. They've taken their power. And when Jesus sees their face, when Jesus sees the action that they took, when Jesus sees their faith, when Jesus sees the one who's paralyzed, he says, "Son." So you understand that in that culture, and we'll tell the story soon again of the woman that was bleeding. When you're unclean, you ain't nobody, kind of like this society. And here's Jesus saying the first word, "This is my son." Back off, y'all, that are thinking about throwing him in the room. This is my son. Son, he says. Your sins are forgiven. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Remember sins, missing the mark. Whatever the paralyzed one is carrying around, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. And maybe it was. Maybe he drove something too high into it. Maybe it wasn't. No. You're okay. You're missing the mark. It's forgiven. Your sins are forgiven. Somehow, I don't think Jesus in the story means to portray Jesus as crazy. I think somehow Jesus senses a story here in the background and what this one needs to hear first. Now, the people in the room, all right, I wish sometimes, never mind. I wish sometimes I could speak more in street language. The people in this room are very angry. And they said, "Who does Jesus think he is? Only God can forgive sins." I don't believe that. Because I pray the Lord's Prayer every week with you all. God, forgive us as we forgive others. would sound like a good pro book. Our forgiveness is related to their forgiveness. Their forgiveness is related to our forgiveness. A few weeks ago, somebody in the congregation asked if I hear confessions. I have the black shirt, I'm not wearing the collar, I am a priest, I'm not a Catholic. In our tradition, we believe God forgives sins. We believe we don't have to confess to a priest. But we also believe, I believe, that we forgive sins as well, because that's what is happening here. They're condemning Jesus because who is he to forgive this man? But I will tell you, frankly, that I know many people's lives have been transformed because they went to the person that abused them, or they went to the person that they abused and they begged for forgiveness, or they gave forgiveness. It frees us. It frees us. It liberates us. Something snaps. And it's only then that it says the following. Jesus says, looks around at the crowd. Why do you raise such questions? It's only God. Which is easier? To say your sins are forgiven, or to say, stand up and take your mat and walk? But so that you may know that the human one has authority on earth to forgive. He said to the paralytic, stand up, take your mat, and go. And something unfroze, something snapped, the ability to act came back. It was based on what his friends did. It was based on what Jesus did. Jesus didn't call the cops because somebody was breaking in. He didn't demean the man. He didn't mistreat the man. He didn't say, get out of here, this is not the time for you, I'm working with these other people. He took him where he was, and he forgave him, which is what the man needed to hear. And then he says, stand up. And I think Jesus, the Spirit of Jesus, the Spirit of the living God, by whatever name you call God or don't call God, that Spirit is asking, begging, pleading for this world to stand up. Because some things aren't right. And one of the ways we stand up is both forgiveness and accepting forgiveness and walking in power. I think we can say with the scientists, if you want to use that language, that paralysis is a conversion disorder. The other thing I just want to leave you with is the drumbeat for the last month. That we do this thing together. It's the only way we can do it. That's why we're here. That's what this community is about. The apostle says it this way: the Spirit is given to each person for the common good. You see, we're saved, we're liberated, which means we're given the ability to act for the good of all creation. That's what the Bible says. Read it. It's not just John 3:16, you know. It's justice and mercy, and it's love, and that's the core of it. And by the way, you'll notice this showing up from time to time. And it's for all creation. Or the apostle also said, the good news is not a matter of speech, but of power. See, we can talk all we want to about how we want to change, how we wish the room would be full, how we wish we didn't have the homeless problem, as if the homeless were the problem. Notice the language. Notice the language. Be converted. Change the way you think. Change the mind. As if it wasn't a system here that's keeping people down and reinforcing every bad action that you or someone else takes. So, We're in this together. The wise woman again, the fourth time I think I say it. There's nothing so powerful as a community that knows what it cares about. Hope comes only from looking reality in the face, not from wishful thinking. It's not what it's about. Once we accept where we are, what we are, how we're connected, once we accept that, hope that is real can begin to happen in conversations and prayers and giving and forgiving amongst a community like this. And when we get it right, and when we've gotten it right in past years, way before the time I was here, you look at it, that's what it's based on. I want to close with a poem offering by Stephen Garnis Holmes, who's a retired clergy in this area, great poet. Watch, he writes, this is slightly adapted, watch what Jesus does. He notices what hurts. And he goes there. He goes there. He offers healing without condition. He heals not only a spine, but a life, a whole life. He values people over principles. He opposes a system that justifies suffering. He confronts those in power who use the system for harm. He doesn't break God's law. He interprets it more deeply as a law of liberation, not a requirement, not a prohibition. He invites us to see a new way. He gives us permission. He gives us permission, in a way, to live lives of love in the face of oppression. Live lives of love in the face of oppression. That's our only choice right now. Live lives of love in the place, right in exactly the place of struggle. That's our only choice right now. To do that regardless of rigid systems, to offer mercy and healing and love, and I add the word together.
We'll be right back after this.
for your giving on this morning. Do you realize that you are helping to reach financially so many people, families, children, organizations? I want to thank you already in advance for your giving, because your giving is reaching so many. And just believe that if one gives, another one gives, when it all comes together, we have that much more resources to touch a world that's so desperately in need of a touch. If by chance you need to know how to give, we have $ Life Change Providence Cash App and the Givelify app. If you don't have Givelify, oh, it's so simple. Download Givelify app, and then once you do that, Life Change Christian Church, make sure it says Providence, put in your information, and whatever dollar amount will go right to us. 10% to God, 10% to save us, 10% to self, 5% to blessing others, 5% to giving an offering, and then let the rest of it guide you into getting your day-to-day done. So until then, I pray that your obedience will be a blessing to you, and that you'll see fit to be a blessing to this house as we endeavor to change lives all around the world. Thank you for your giving right here at Life Change.
Whoa, what a powerful, powerful word from Pastor Clinker from Matheson Street United Methodist Church. Listen, as you all know, I'm part of a national campaign called Poor's People Campaign, and there were churches getting involved, and I had the awesome opportunity to be invited to just talk about some things that we need to be doing in our city, as it relates to social justice issues, as it relates to just getting the word out about how to bring salvation, not only spiritually, but emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Do you know that Jesus is concerned about the whole person? The gospel is about the whole person. And so, what we heard on today about the paralytic and the friends helping that one, that is what it's all about. We are all here to help one another, to be the hands and to be the feet of Jesus. So I am so glad that you came on. We switched it up. I see all the shout outs coming. I see all the different ones shouting out. Thank you for sharing, tagging, liking. And guess what? It is Sister Barbara Richardson's birthday today. So can y'all do me a favor, because I can't see the comments? Let's give a shout out to her. And she is coming. She's about to come on in a quick minute, as we are about to do a powerful, powerful, powerful event on this Wednesday, August 24th. Come on and bring on Sister Barbara if we can, producer, and let's get her on and just wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Barbara. You thought I forgot?
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And I'm so glad that you're able to come on this morning, that we can give you a personal shout out from Pastor Tamika and I. We love you. We thank God for you. We thank God for how you have just taken on the call to be the executive director over Life Change Cares, and have gathered people together for the scholarship committee, and just tell us what's getting ready to go on August 24th on your birthday. Can you
Thank
hear
you,
me?
Pastor.
All right, yes. Tell us what's getting ready to happen on August 24th.
So, good morning, everyone. I hope you all are getting excited or excited because our banquet is coming up this Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Italian American Post in Dedham, Mass. It's kind of like a midpoint for everyone from Rhode Island and Boston. Um, So we want everybody to come out and have a good time. The tickets are $30. We're gonna have raffles, and if you know anything about our raffle prizes, you know that they are awesome and amazing. If you were at the bowling fundraiser, you got a taste of what it's like. The raffles always turn into a competition. So we're gonna have food and music and dancing, pay tribute to Sister Henry, and we just want you all to support us, as this is an ongoing effort with the scholarship fundraising. It's not just like twice a year. Our efforts going into the fall. Right now, we're going to plan some more events where you all can partake, but don't ever feel like you can't give when you have to give, because you can always give to the scholarship fundraiser. So I'm hoping to see each and every one of you there. If you're not able to come, we're going to do live stream like we did at the bowling alley. So you'll be able to buy the raffles online. You'll be able to donate. And we want to thank each and every one for your support thus far. Donations are still coming in. I made a challenge to my friends and I asked them, do you know 10 people that could give you $10? That's $100. They said, oh yeah, whatever. So I had people out there work for me. So try that with your friends. They'll help you. Believe me, they'll help you. So I, kept the amount low. You can ask them, you know, 20 people with $5. So it's a ways of just asking people, and they will respond to you. So my response has been pretty good thus far, but we have a ways to go, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Well, you know what? You're going to see me there. You're going to see my family there. You're going to see Minister Brandy, the host of the event, there. And listen, I am hearing the type of raffles that's going to be given this year. Folks are going to be blessed with possibly going to Disney World on a trip to Florida. I'm hearing there's going to be big screen TVs. So y'all don't want to miss this. Even if by chance I win all the raffles, y'all don't want to miss it because it's going to a great cause. It's going to young people who are endeavoring to make a powerful impact upon the world, to be the hands and feet of Jesus in whatever area, careers that they're going into. I'm so excited to know that it's going to be a powerful time. We're going to have food, fellowship, fun. Listen, put your dancing shoes on. It's going to be on and popping. So this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Meet us there. Get there. We're going to have photo moments, all of it. It's going to be powerful. So, Barbara, I just want to thank you in advance for the work that you're doing, for how you've put everything together. Now, listen, y'all, all we need is now you to do your part. I'm out here in these streets of Providence, Rhode Island. I tell you, God is doing a powerful thing with us.
The word compassion comes from Middle English and derives itself from the old French word compassion or compatie, which means to suffer with. You see, compassion involves feeling for another. It is the precursor of empathy. Compassion is experiencing the motivation to not only see the problem, but wanting to alleviate it, do something about it. Like an act of compassion means to be helpful. If we need anything now, my brothers and sisters, we need people to come alive with compassion. We need people to recognize that every one of us could tell that we are living in the compassionate hands of God. And because of that, we ought to be instruments of compassion. It is a sick society that will kill truth tellers, that will kill prophets, In the Bible, prophets were those who were empowered by God when the priests weren't doing their jobs, when the pastors weren't doing their jobs, challenging the injustices of the political arena. That's what a prophet is. Martin Luther King was killed for fighting for 40 million poor people. In 1968, when he was killed because he dared to connect poverty, militarism, and racism. He was killed for fighting for justice for 40 million poor people. 54 years later, we got 140 million. And it's shameful. Because when you kill prophets, you kill possibility. You kill transformation. You slow down what could be, and you end up carrying over injustice to the next generation. Jesus said in Matthew 23:37, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you, how often have I longed to gather your children together like a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing. But compassion. When I look at all the people that are hurting today, and then I see, Brother, a lot of these politicians manipulating and trying to pass now what they call a compromise bill. I can't stand that word. Every time in history it was a compromise. Poor folk, black folk, women, Native Americans always got hurt. 3/5 compromise. Huh? They talking about we want to pass a compromise bill to address inflation. And the reason is because they are more focused on compromise and concessions with corporate greed rather than real compassion for people. That's what's got our politics all messed up. And many of these are people who put their hand on the Bible and who claim they love the Lord, but somewhere they either never knew or they forgot that you can't love the Lord and be uncompassionate. But let me tell y'all what's gone out of this bill and why we need compassion. Gone out of the bill is the creation of universal pre-K. It's going to hurt 20 million children. Gone is paid family sick leave. Gone is the child tax credit that would have helped 35 million families and 50% of American children come out of poverty. Gone is the home health care plan that would have improved Medicaid coverage for 800,000 people on state Medicaid waiting list. Gone is affordable housing plan that would have funneled $25 billion into construction, rehabilitation, and or purchase of affordable housing for low-income people and the creation of affordable rental housing. Gone is $65 million that would have been used to fix all of the brokenness in public housing. Gone is $24 billion that would have served under-resourced neighborhoods. Gone was the provision that was going to lower the cost of college. Gone is the provision that would have increased the Pell Grant by $550, which would have given 5 million more students enrolled in public and not private colleges a little bit more money for the books. And some of these kids, when they go to class, the book list costs $500. Gone is making tuition free at community college. Gone nutrition programs to expand free school meals to 9 million children. In the midst of all this economic pain and inflation, they're cutting the very things people need. Gone is money that would have given 29 million kids some food during the summer. Gone is the Medicaid coverage gap that would have said we're going to cover all of these people, these low-income people who are in states like North Carolina that hasn't expanded Medicaid. Gone. And what's worse than it being gone is that too much of the church, especially those claiming to represent Christian evangelicalism, are so loud on their unmerciful criticism of those who get abortion. They won't shut up about that. They would give a rapist more power to a woman. They would give death more power over a woman. They would give incest more power over a woman. And they're so loud when it comes to the LGBTQIA community, the gay community. They just talk about it all the time. They despise gay folk. But where is their voice of compassion on this? Where is their voice on money being cut for children that need something to eat and sick folk that need some health care? Where is the gospel of compassion?
Wow, we are getting hit up today. Wasn't that powerful? And that's why our title, our theme, our series has been, it's time for us to put it into practice. And I've been talking about us putting it into practice, being disciplined, being a disciple, things that God has called for us to do, things that you just have to do differently, whether it's whether it's in your family, whether it's relationally, whether it's just challenging yourself to do things that you've never done before. It is time to put it into practice. And what we have heard on today is putting compassion into practice, looking to help others beyond yourself. And so I've been putting this into practice. I'm gathering folks, and we're coming together, organizing, seeing how we can help change a city, help change a state, and literally change lives for the honor and glory of God. I am seeing all the hearts. I am seeing all the likes. Listen, thank y'all for helping me out this morning. This is our first live broadcast where I'm outside the studio on this morning. And I give it up to CJ. He's doing an excellent job. Thank you all for talking back with me. Let me know when there's no audio. Let me know if there was an echo. So I've been watching on one hand, broadcasting on the other. But it's shout out time. Before we leave on this morning, I'm going to let y'all go a little early. It's about 11:16, and I know you all have many Sundays stuck with me all the way sometime to 12:30. But who do we have in our virtue space on this morning? Oh my goodness. Diane, so glad to see you on this morning. Trish, so glad to see you on this morning. Judith, so glad to see you. Lisa, so glad to see you. Ayana, so glad to see you. Oh my God. Brittany, so glad to see you. Trish, so glad to see you. Tristan, so glad to see you. Oh my goodness. It is so many people coming on. And listen, I just want to shout you all out. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And y'all, come on, let's get ready to put some things into practice. I want to hear from you all. What are some things you're beginning to do? What are some things you're about to change? What are some things that you all about to start? Remember, it starts with the small. And as you begin small, it'll turn into much more. So don't despise small beginnings. Don't give up on the little that you're doing, thinking that it's not going to amount to much. If you do what God said, my God, it takes the little mustard seed of faith to begin to change things. So come on. Let's give God some praise. Uh-oh. I'm hearing somebody give God some praise this morning. So come on, clap your hands, stomp your feet, and let's give God some praise. Cap, so good to see you this morning. Now, do me a favor before we go. Share with somebody. Begin to just say good morning if you haven't seen them this week. Just put in the comment section, good morning. I'm seeing the hearts. Good morning, my brother. I'm seeing the lights. I'm seeing the shades. Thank you, Ayana. That's it. All my church family. Diane, I see your foot stomping. I see your hands clapping. Judith, I see you this morning. Oh, my God. to have some church. Somebody look like they ready to give God some praise. Well, go ahead. I'm not going to stop, because I don't know what you're going through this week. You may come through hell. You may came through water. You may have come through the fire. But guess what? You got burned. Guess what? You spread. Guess what? It's a new day. Guess what? It's another Sunday. Guess what? It's another opportunity to do it again. So encourage somebody. Strengthen somebody. Pray for somebody. Build somebody up. It's all about putting compassion into practice. We want to thank our Bishop, William Bob. We want to thank Pastor Wayne Winkler, Baptist United Methodist Church, right here in the heart of the city of Providence, Rhode Island. There are some that's fighting. There are some that's going to say the word. There are some that's going to do the word. So we join with them on this morning. And I pray that you at least heard something from the echo. Oh my God, maybe that's the point. Did you hear something from the echo? Sometimes you may not be in close proximity. It just might be an echo. But my God, the echo can even change something. All right, we got to get ready to go. Once again, shout out to you, Barbara. Happy birthday. And if you don't know, grab somebody, get somebody, and we will see you Wednesday, August 24th, to celebrate the life of Brenda Henry on her birthday, as well as bless somebody in her name and in her honor with a scholarship to be able to go off to school. So we'll see you there. Now, if you can't make it, then still give your donation of $30 so it can help somebody to come on in and sit at the table this morning. My God. And then if you can't make it, we're going to be back live stream. So make sure you join us so that we can get the word out on Wednesday and be able to be a blessing. Until then, I'll see you not next week, but I'll see you on Wednesday right here at Life Change. Have a good Sunday. Let's go. Thank you for joining us here at Life Change. Listen, if you have been blessed, inspired, transformed, motivated, encouraged, or maybe with tears in your eyes having to go to the throne of grace to ask for repentance, then that's what this is all about. I pray that this broadcast has blessed you. And if it has, then do me a favor. Like, share, comment, matter of fact, subscribe so that we could get the word out that Life Change is here to change lives. Until next week, have a blessed week, and we'll see you again right here at Life Change.